what is the most shared and viewed media on the digital world? It's about pets. And the two guests with me today belong to that world of pets. They make those pets lovely, fun to be with, and energetic. So I have with me today Mr. Ashish Anthony and Mrs. Purvi Anthony from Just Dogs. I welcome both of you, sir and ma'am.
Hi, thank you.
So we are basically doing a video series where we want to talk about the experience that we've had in the past, in the last 100+ days, and we call it Life Through the Lens of Just Dogs. So we want to know how life of Just Dogs changed in these last 100 days. So before we move forward, I would like to know from you both exactly what Just Dog does.
Okay, Just Dogs is India's largest specialty retailer of products and services for the lifetime need of pets. So if I have defined that, anything to do with pets, apart from their health, is what we're into. So if somebody wants to get a dog, right from uh, guiding them as to whether they should have a pet or not, if they should, what pet they should have, what is the basic infrastructure required for you to have a pet, how do you take care of him, and everything and anything you need to think about as a pet. So if I have to put some bullet points: procuring the pet, whether adopted or buying it from a breeder, uh, taking care of him, his spa, his training, pet events, everything that they can think of except for his health, where you need a specialist veterinarian.
Okay.
That is what we do not deal into, and that is where we say, and like even for humans, if somebody's got a heart problem, we need to search for a heart doctor. If he's got a bone issue, he needs to look for a doctor who will take care of his bones. So that's how you need to do even in pet. That's basically what we do.
That's awesome. So I have been associated with you for more than a couple of years, and it's been fun to work with. But you know, these 100 days, it's a varied experience for all of us as individuals, as business owners, working in different job profiles. So how has this lockdown been? These 100+ been for Just Dogs?
So it started with confusion first, because somewhere people came to know that this started from an animal, and people were scared that this can be spread through animals. And there was some message in the media that some dog in Hong Kong had contacted COVID, and because of that the owner had contacted COVID. And we started getting messages, panicked pet owners, what to do with our dogs. So the first thought was, a lot of people were talking about this. So the first 2-3 days was, we were hearing that people wanted to abandon their pets. There were 2-3 incidences like that, and so on and so forth. Thankfully, there was a corrective news that no, it was not infected with coronavirus, but they found traces on the virus on the pet's hair and fur. Because if somebody is infected and he coughs, so that can be seen on the pet, and that it was not spreading through the pet. And then most of that media started spreading that okay, it does not affect pets, it only affects humans. And then it was a bit better. And then the reverse happened. Everybody wanted a pet now, because they were at home, they had time for a pet, they wanted to have a little less stress, and they knew that they were going to be confined in their homes for some time at least. People were forecasting it for 3 months, some people were saying 6 months. So for a pet, to take care of a pet, 3 months is good enough, then the pet takes care of you. And then there were people who were asking us if they can get puppies, but then there was zero transportation, everywhere it was a lockdown. So when there was a demand, nobody knew how to supply that demand. So it started with that, and then there was a lot of confusion. Again, the first 2-3 days it was difficult for us, because as soon as we came to know that animal fodder was in essential commodities, then we had to go running around to different departments, telling them that pet food was animal fodder, and then pet shops should remain open, doing the entire process of getting the passes and everything on so that the shops could remain open. Then the next step was then to talk to the employees and motivate them into coming to the stores, understanding that we need to also serve, like the doctors, nurses, police, and all these people were serving, the milk guys were serving. And because in the first week, 10 days, it was so scary, though the number of cases as compared to now was negligible, but everybody was scared, as if to say, if you just went out of your door, Corona would jump at them. That is how it was. And then we had to work upwards from there. The next problem was logistics. If you open your stores, people are coming to your stores, or people would order on the phone, and then we had to deliver those things. So we are a retail company where generally people come to the store, they buy whatever they want to buy, and they bill and go. Our deliveries would have been what, 5-6%. 5-6% is also a big number that I'm saying. From there, suddenly it became 75% deliveries, 25% of the people who were coming out. That too, they had their own question marks, that how do we come to the store? Police will hit us or not? There were people coming with their dogs to the store. I wanted to prove to the police guy that I have a dog and I'm going to get his food. But then it was sorted, and that is what was another step. And then once you start selling, nobody keeps stocks for 5 months, 6 months, or suddenly that kind of a stock, because it was sudden. Modi ji came and he said, from tonight we are going to have a lockdown.
Right.
And from tonight meaning that night. So we had so many calls, all our phones were ringing, and people were saying, can I buy this, can I buy that? And interstate travel of food and stocks was not happening, so we had to run around getting those things done. So if I was getting FedEx to deliver to me and FedEx said, sorry, we can't, then we had to get a special truckload of stocks coming into our places. Then us trying to redistribute that stocks through the same trucks to different outlets. This is what we had to face initially.
So, of all these things that you've actually talked about, what has been the biggest challenge that you faced, and how did you really overcome most of it?
See, I have always believed every challenge is an opportunity. It gives you time to take a step back and think about new things. I basically am from the old school where we talk about the general retail, where the customer comes in the store, the general customer service, customer experience, and all those kind of things, which happens in store. We did not, yes, we do focus a little bit on deliveries or getting customers to be serviced online and so on and so forth. But again, India was still not very open to the online sales. So if I have to tell you, our online business, even though we were online, is not even 1 or 2% of our actual offline business. And that's why our team was never geared in that direction. Because I always say quality or whatever you've got to offer is best given when you are in control of it. So if a customer is in my premises, how I service him, how I give his bill, and how my people behave with him, I can control it. But when my guy is at the doorstep, like, I don't know whether you've heard, sometimes people will say the Swiggy guy is very rude. He says, if you don't answer him properly, he says, okay, I'm taking the package back, or those kind of things. So because he's not in a particular place, he's in something which I cannot control.
True.
And that's a bit difficult for me, because all our customers are super premium customers. Their expectations from Judge Dogs is exactly what their expectation from a Mercedes or even a Rolls Royce is. And if that is not what I'm delivering, then I'm not good enough. So then we started working all the backend on how to deal with this. So we had to tie up with Swiggy. We were one of the first to tie up with Swiggy, Zomato, and all those kind of people, because they also said, fine, since we are delivering, we can deliver all the other stuff except food. So we had started to deliver through them. We had our own people who were delivering. So my store manager, who might have never delivered anything, was also becoming a delivery boy. Even we were delivering. So I also became a delivery boy. So we were trying to manage that. Also, suddenly orders started coming online. And it was a rage over there. But again, online we are stuck because the logistics companies were not working. We are tied up with FedEx and all the other agencies. So intercity, there was no way we can sell. All the cities where we were operational in, we still had less of a problem. But the places where we were not operational in, there was nothing we could do about it. But that time, at least the places where we were operational in, the trust level of all the customers just went up, because where was the Amazon, where was the Flipkart at that particular point of time? They were not bothered to do anything. We were the ones who were delivering. So a lot of people came to us. They appreciated us delivering over there, and we started working on that.
Awesome. That's great. Earlier, you also mentioned about suddenly people wanting puppies. And I know this for sure that you have amazing insights and information on the fact that why should somebody really have a pet? So I just want you to share some information on that.
See, you've heard this so many times from me. I always say a pet is the best ambassador for the rest of nature to be in your house. Everybody in his childhood would have taken up a stone and thrown it on a donkey or a cow or a monkey or any other animal, because naturally our instinct says that any other creature is there to harm us. That is why you see people scared of cockroaches and killing them. Whereas the cockroach, I have never heard of somebody saying that a cockroach came and bit me. People are scared of lizards. I have never seen a lizard going towards somebody. Generally, a lizard goes away from somebody. But people are generally thinking that any other creature is there to harm me. So the first action is defense. But when you see people who have pets, cats, dogs, or any other pets, they become very, very sensitive to this. So if there is a kid in school who's got a pet and there are people throwing stones at a cow or a donkey also, he'll say, nahi, nahi, lagta hai, mat karo.
Right.
And it helps you understand why you need to share the world with the rest of creativity. He is a piece of nature in your house. Everything that nature provides, you will see a part of that coming to you from that pet. Peace, calm. People say that reduces stress, gives you unconditional love. All these things comes from nature. No?
True.
Today it is raining over here. It does not rain on somebody who's been nice, and less rain on somebody who's bad.
True.
And it does not want anything back. It's not as if I need to boil the water and put steam back up in the clouds. It doesn't happen that way. So that's exactly what I feel, that every home needs a pet. So every home, every person understands that while they are passing through this journey called life, they need to coexist with everything, and everything needs to coexist with them.
True.
And
After here,
especially during this lockdown, people were not interacting with each other, like physically not going to each other's houses or meeting other people. And there was stress. So puppies or dogs are one like being which helps them to de-stress, which keeps them busy. So which
True.
keeps the stress level down.
Correct. I think after hearing this, you might have a lot of inquiries of people who would want a puppy soon.
Yeah, even now we are getting a lot of inquiries. All the kids who are at home who are not going to school, they all want pets because
Awesome.
I mean, they can't go out and play or meet their friends.
Right. So just talking of this lockdown, now that things are in a way loosening and tightening and things like that, but what is that one thing that you both really want to do on a personal level and on your business level once things normalize? You know, something that you desperately want to do कि खत्म हो फिर ये करना है.
See, हमने खत्म हो और फिर ये करना है का वेट ही नहीं किया. While the lockdown happened, one thing that I would also like to say over here, not only us, lot of people we started seeing coming out and feeding animals. Not only dogs, I'm talking about feeding animals, coming out and feeding cows, dogs, everything, because suddenly there was nobody. The stray dogs on the roads are basically scavengers. In fact, this stray concept or street dogs, this you hear a lot in India. You don't hear of this in Europe and all, because there is nothing called stray over there. Somebody or the other is responsible for any dog. Okay. So it's either in somebody's home or some pound or some place where the dogs are taken care of. That's why you don't see dogs on the road. India, our problem is there are a lot of people eating so many places. There is a lot of garbage lying around. Because of that, a lot of scavenging happening. And because of all this scavenging happening, you've got street dogs. because these dogs are there, and people are basically not taking care of those dogs, but because they're leaving so much of uh, garbage around, dogs will scavenge, cows will scavenge. So all this scavenging happens over here, and suddenly that stopped. There was these street food guys which were closed, hotels, these were closed, and maybe dogs in certain societies where people were dumping their home garbage still could manage because they were doing the same thing before that also. But the other places where the dogs depended on those places for their basic food suddenly closed down, and those dogs were really in bad shape. And that's when a lot of people started coming out and coming and feeding those strays. Thankfully, somewhere in Jan, we had already started our Just Dogs Foundation, which was thought of for this particular thing only. We had thought, because we are having so many customers coming in, we also have our own business where sometimes we get damaged stocks, we get a lot of people who say ki my dog is not eating, and so on, and so many things. So we can take that and we can feed it to different stages. And at that point of time, we had the opportunity. So every time we closed the shop, all our staff used to collect little bags, and then they used to go in different directions to wherever their home was and try and feed whatever dogs they could feed.
Wow.
And from there on, we started taking this forward. We said, let's take this forward also. From the business line, like we can take forward by redeveloping our website, doing business through an app or delivery systems and so on and so forth. We said, let's do this also, because we are in this business because of our love for dogs, and we do not differentiate between a thoroughbred dog or a stray dog or whatever people call stray dogs. I call him stray because nobody is looking after him. That's the reason why he's a stray dog. So this is one direction we thought we want to do, and we started doing.
Great. So this is just a fun question. I ask people in their respective to their industry. So I want an answer from both of you. So if lockdown was a pet breed, which breed would that be and why?
Urvi, if you can take that answer
Yeah,
first.
I feel if lockdown was a pet, I feel it would be a cat. Because if you look at a cat, they are like, I mean, I wouldn't say isolated, but they like to be in their own space. They like to be more indoors and not surrounded by people, or they will only approach people whom they want to approach.
Okay.
But so that is, I mean, similar to lockdown, we were all locked inside. So cats are like pets who like to be inside, indoors.
Okay.
I'm more of a dog person, and that is why I would answer like I am answering now. I would equate it more to a Rottweiler. Everybody likes everything about it, but nobody wants to be anywhere close to it. So if I have to define lockdown, all the good things, like people were saying, oh, I've got to stay at home, I've got quality time, it is so beautiful, so on and so forth. But because there are so many other things that are a threat, where do I get my salaries from? How do businesses, the economy, or see, nobody likes to be, human being is a very social being. Nobody likes to be isolated. I'll give you an example of what happened after the lockdown opened. Everybody was saying that now people will not move out of their houses, and we were preparing for our walk-ins to drop by 50%, if not more. And we said, okay, we will start applications where people can order from home and we can deliver from home. And I think lockdown opened on the 1st May, right?
June.
Purvi?
1st June.
1st June.
Yeah.
1st June. So 1st June, as soon as I came outside my store, I had a line outside my store. And that's a dream to have for somebody, to have people standing outside. During lockdown, the line was there because we were not allowing people to enter in those circles and squares we had made for people to stand with the social distancing now. But as soon as I came on the 1st, I had a big line, 15-20 customers, and lots of things were not opened. And first this happened, second this happened, and we were working, and I was asking my IT guys, I said, am I right in doing what I'm doing? Because my numbers are going up. Then I realized the problem was people wanted to go out and buy something, meet other people. And they said, so what if a dog shop is open? Let me do my shopping at the pet store only. So I think that is what happens. So humans would like to go out. So like I said, everybody loves a lot of things about the Rottweiler, the aura of a Rottweiler. Nobody likes to be close to him
True.
unless he's yours.
True. Well said. So when all this started, everybody was in this zone of, "अरे यार, अब घर पे बैठना है. We'll learn something. We'll do something nice and things like that." So, but जब 3 महीने खत्म हो गए, eventually a lot of people didn't do anything whatsoever. So ये last 3 महीनों में, what has been the kind of skills or the kind of learning that you've done or anything? I think one thing that I would point out for you is the dog training thing that you did. What else apart from that in the last 3 months as part of skills or doing something new that you've done for your own self?
So I have joined an grooming course, online grooming course from Malaysia, which is a certificate course, and I'm learning a new style, which is called Asian fusion. So which is for long hair breeds like Shih Tzus, Lhasas, Maltese. So it is an entirely different style which I'm learning, so which I think will help a lot of customers and improve me personally as a groomer.
Awesome.
So though, like since we were telling you that we were already busy during the lockdown and we did not get much time, and you saw whatever time we had, we were trying to teach people, where a lot of people were thinking whether you can train a dog, how to train a dog at home, adult dogs, and because people were not, so we did that video. And while doing that video, because the recording was done by us, and a lot of things that goes into how do you record, how do they make the video, whether the sound is working or not. And I am not used to having a mic put around over here and then training it. I'm a more of an operations person. You do whatever you want to do, I'll do what I'm good at. That's what we did. And I don't know, people said that they got a lot of time, but I saw Purvi. If I say me, she's going to kill me. I didn't think she had time to get up in the morning, do everything at home. There was nobody, no help who was there. Then run to the store, do everything at the store, then go back, do the cooking and everything. So I don't know how much time you have to learn, but whatever little bit time you had, you would spend with your family. I used to spend a lot of time with my son playing some game which he was playing. So those are some, maybe I still call it a bad habit of playing a game online. So, but then that's what I learned.
Great.
This is what I learned. Most importantly, what we are doing right now, how to communicate with people digitally.
Right. Great. So, sir, on closing notes, I would just like to understand what now, whatever the situation we are with right now, where do you see this growing? What is the kind of vision that Just Dogs has, and what is the new normal?
So the vision, like, it still coincides with our vision of being there for the lifetime needs of a pet, for everything that a person needs. So we started educating a bit more. Earlier, maybe people who came to us who already had dogs, we started working on people who don't have dogs. So I started educating a lot of people why they should have dogs. And again, trying to go online because we were strong offline. Online, we said, let us start learning, developing that phase of the business also. Ensure reach is taken care of. And also the softer side where you care for the other animals as well. So we're trying to do all these in the direction going forward. So I think that's what we're doing.
Great. And what, according to you, now in this industry is going to be the new normal?
I don't think problems last for a very long time. I am yet to see a big problem which has affected the world in such a big way that their way of life has changed. Now, I think only the World War II would have changed that, because then United Nations came in and then you just can't go to war and so on and so forth. But yes, people have started to take care of their health more. I'm sure a lot of people have bought a lot of green tea, and a lot of people started exercising, walking. They started focusing on themselves and family also. So that balance will start coming, because you never know. There is nothing guaranteed that somebody, if he's born, he's going to live for 70 years, 60 years. There cannot be a real cause for something to happen. And most importantly, I think whatever life and time you have, try and enjoy it to the most. Earlier, people used to have this mindset. I mean, my parents and my grandparents, that we will earn, then after some time we will put together this, and then eventually after retirement we will enjoy a house of our own or a car of our own, or enjoy life. People now, I think, have started believing that it's better, whatever time you have, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
True.
So while you are creating and building and accumulating, you also need to enjoy your journey. I think that's going to be the new normal.
True. Well said. Ma'am, any closing notes from your side?
No, I would say, yeah, like for our business, we should, I mean, every person should start living like a dog, like enjoy every day, every moment.
Awesome.
So that is how they live.
A dog
Great.
doesn't think about tomorrow, he thinks about today.
True. True. So that's a complete different perspective from people who run the pet industry. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, sir, for giving your valuable time, giving this super amazing insights about the industry that you are in and the kind of experiences that you have. Hope these experiences and your words are motivating for people to come up, bring about a change in whatever they are doing, and just live in today, just like you said.
Thank you so much for the
Thank you
opportunity.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.